everybody. Welcome to an extra special episode of Games My Mom Found. I'm Michael K. Hughes, and who's with me today?
And I am Mike Albertin. Oh, weird going second.
It's so weird. It's like I want to say tonight, because that's what Mike always says. I'll say today, it'll be different. Anyway.
I only say tonight because we used to record at night all the time. That's where it came from.
Yeah, it's when it posts anyway, so if anyone's listening to it as it goes up, then it's tonight for them.
And now we record in the morning, so it's kind of funny to me, but yeah.
This is an end of season wrap up for end of season 5. So we're just gonna go through some topics that we got laid out and kind of talk about what we did over the past 5 months. Because this is my.
Is that how long seasons are? Man, they're 20 weeks, so yeah. What idiot the hell came up with that idea?
I don't know, man. You need to have a talk with that guy.
Yeah. I forget that they're how long they are until I actually think about it.
Yeah. So this is my first full season. Figured that I'm like, I want to go back over it and kind of go over the process. This has been a fun experience for me. I've never done anything like this before, so gotta digest it.
I mean, we started this in 8. The season 5 technically started in 8/17 or 8 early. It started in August when we did Mega Man X, and goes on to when we just finished Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green, which you are hearing goes up later today. Oh, time paradoxes. Oh
yeah, they're fun. So I joined in episode 78, Mario Land 1 and 2.
Yes.
And God, it's 7/5, July 5th. So,
when you sold your soul to the devil.
Yeah, 6 full months of this, recording at least once a week. Sometimes it was up to 4, I think.
A couple weeks we did 4 because we had the move coming. I had the move coming up. I had Peak coming up where I was working a lot, so I recorded more than I needed to. I found out.
Oh, hey, that plays right into a good topic we can talk about: the introduction of the minis.
I was unsure about it at first, but I'm glad that I like doing it. We haven't done enough, but I like it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that we had to stop because you work retail during the holiday season. And
I work shipping retail during the holiday season.
It's even worse. And, I would imagine this year is probably the biggest mail collection that they've ever had because just people aren't going to see their families.
I think it's public knowledge at this point that a lot of companies broke records.
Oh, I believe it. It's been insane. I got Gamefly. I had them. They sent me a game on December 16th, and it finally came 2 days ago, I think, which would have been I think it was the 31st.
Well, postal service is not doing good when when your boss is trying to actively destroy you. It doesn't help the situation.
Yeah, well,
who would have guessed?
But yeah, minis have been fun because it's a way to tackle games that wouldn't fit into a normal episode. That way, we're not trying to lump them all together to make one big long episode, and like we did for Mario Land 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Kirby's Dream Land 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was before we came up with the idea.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you came up with minis. I'm glad that we've been doing them. We've done a few. I mean, it'll be more minis later on for you guys once we get done with the MCU stuff all being published and recorded later this year. Yeah. Some point in 2021, it should all be out one way or the other.
We've definitely recorded a lot. I don't think they're all out.
No, it is
definitely not all. Yeah, right. I mean the minis.
I still have a few more in the can. But not a lot.
We'll try to stray away from beat 'em ups a little bit because they are definitely the easiest to do, especially with that Capcom beat 'em up collection, because we can play them together over Steam, and it makes for a way more fun experience.
Yeah, they wouldn't be nearly as fun without that. But yeah, we'll wait a bit before we dive back into the beat 'em up collection.
We got the D&D Chronicles of Mysteria games too that we can play.
Oh, I forgot we both bought that. Hey, and Scott Pilgrim's coming out soon.
Yeah, that's the thing. We do have other ideas that are not beat 'em ups. Don't worry.
Are you sure? I didn't know about that.
Pretty sure. I got a whole list. Don't worry.
I do. I do too. Bouncer's one of them, but that's a beat 'em up too, I guess.
Yeah, that is a beat 'em up.
I got plans for that one though. Emmanuel's involved. He just doesn't.
Sure, he'll be super excited.
He's not. I mean, plus one of the other things that also changed with this is that this is the first time we've had interviews on the show. Yeah. I've done 2 so far.
2? Yeah. You got more planned in the can. Not in the can, but they are planned.
Yeah, I got one more planned that I need to figure out, but soon. Too many other stuff going on.
It's definitely cool to be able to branch out like that and change up the format of the show a little bit. It's not just all games and movies and whatnot.
Yeah, trying to put more stuff in here, and especially since you joined up in this season, we've been changing a lot.
Yeah, Games of Mom Found 2.0 has been. I imagine it's been a wilder ride for you because you've been doing this for a year and a half at that point, and everything just kind of changed all at once.
Yeah, it was a little rough mentally at first. I'll say that.
But I'd been on 3 episodes at that point.
Operation Raccoon City, Aliens Infestation.
Oh yeah, that was the 3rd one. And the Year in Gaming 2007.
Yep.
Forgot about Alien. I think I'm trying to block out Alien Infestation.
It wasn't that bad of a game, was it?
I'd rather go back and play Operation Raccoon City.
Raccoon City's a good game.
Says young Mike.
I almost bought Umbrella Corps today, so let me rephrase that. I almost bought both of us Umbrella Corps today, but then there's no. You have to be online, so I'd like. Oh, I stopped.
I mean, we could play it over Steam, I'm sure.
It's there's no bots or anything, so that's what turned me off of it.
Oh, yeah, that's less fun.
Otherwise, I would have.
Well, by the time I joined, we were already knee-deep in the MCU episodes. So by July, we probably would have been finishing up Phase 1 at least.
Yeah, we started in March or so, I think. It was before the pandemic.
It was February or March. It was early on in the year.
Okay, because I know it was before the everything lockdown had hit. I took advantage of recording more during the lockdown, but I can't remember when we recorded Iron Man was the first one.
It was up there. We just finished recording an episode for that, which you guys won't hear forever. But it's funny that we're closing in on a full year during this thing. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, it originally was planned to be a 2-year thing to record one and release one every month. But then when everything changed with the show, when we went to 2.0, I just said fuck it and started releasing more and changing up.
Yeah, it's definitely nice.
Things changed a lot.
Oh yeah,
hey, and we're on YouTube now.
We're on YouTube. Go over and subscribe if you haven't, because Mike needs more followers so we can change the URL to not his username.
Yeah, we're at 64 as the time of this recording, so we're getting there. I mean,
2/3 of the way.
We don't release video content yet. Eventually, we do plan to release more video content, or at least a video content, actually videos, but that hasn't gotten there yet. So maybe season 7. I don't know if season 6, but season 7, my goal is to have us videotape record what we do, and then just put the unedited version of it video, because I'm not editing video, up online.
God, no. You got enough on your plate. You don't want to go edit in video and all that.
Not for that type of stuff, no.
So let's see what else. I'm very prepared for this. Mike's like, hey, you want to host this? I'm like, sure. I can.
Well, this was my idea a long time ago, but then I scrapped the idea. But then you're like, hey, let's do this. So I'm like,
you're like, hey, that was a plan one day.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive into the season. You want to talk about your favorite episode?
I can do that. Let me pull it up again after
we are hyper professional here. Don't you worry.
There were a lot of good ones. I mean, I think one of the games that I did enjoy the most let's say the game that I most enjoyed well, again, that's easy as Chrono Trigger.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
that'll do it.
Favorite. I mean, the when you come the thing that was the worst or the most memorable is Resident Evil 2. Oh man.
You think that was the worst?
Well, that was the worst game for me because I haven't had a game where I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think it was just because I just moved into my house. I had, everything was still new to me. I've been living in apartments for years at this point, and all of a sudden I have a house and I'm upstairs and I have a basement and I have a back door and I'm being paranoid about noises I'm not used to.
You got Mr. X coming after you. He's going to give it to you.
The first night I had to close the door. I'm like, I can't sleep like this. I just was too paranoid for no reason. But yeah, that's definitely a memorable game from last season.
Oh yeah. Mine's kind of biased because it's Blood Omen 2.
You weren't on that episode.
I was not on that episode. I was in the hospital for 6 days with just this combination of sinus infection and oh god, it was bad. It was a bad time. And even after that, I had to get antibiotics every day through what they call a push IV. So I didn't go to work for over 2 weeks, and I just so yeah, the running joke is, if you've listened to that episode, is this game tried to kill me, more or less. Put me in the hospital. You
didn't miss much. I know you'll never go back and play it either, so.
Oh god, no. No, We're doing the last one of those next season, and that's going to be the end of
Which
that.
I am excited for. I'm excited to finally wrap up that series. Who the hell would have thought that the first series wrapped up in games my mom found in Legacy of Kain? But hey.
It won't be the only one next season that gets wrapped up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, what else is wrapped up next season?
Third birthday?
That's the following season.
Is it?
Is it not? That's yeah.
Oh.
It's not on, because that's not till June.
Oh, well, spoilers for that season, then.
Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be on there anyway.
Look forward to that crap. It's better than 2. I'll give it that.
God, 2 wasn't last season. 2 was the season before that.
Yeah, it was before I started.
I guess another one of the games that I really enjoyed from last season was Alan Wake. I was excited to go back and play that.
Oh, yeah, that was a good time. That was what kicked off Spooktember/Spooktober for us.
Which went way longer than I expected.
For some reason, we're like, 4 weeks is enough for these two guys that absolutely hate horror games. Let's add another, 2 or 3 in there.
We did 6 weeks of it.
That's too many. And that's 6 regular episodes, 6 minis / comics / whatever else. Oh, the crappy movies that you guys subjected me to. Blade.
Ghostbusters was a good movie.
And also
Blade's a good movie too.
Ghostbusters is my idea.
I'm still going to stand on that grave that Blade's a good movie, the first
Blade's
one.
not a good movie. Blade was better than the movie we did to wrap up season 2 or phase 2, which will not be out by this point, obviously. But oh god, talk about a movie that damn near broke me. I almost turned that one off.
It's not that far away, actually, Sin City.
Look forward to that garbage. It was real bad.
Oh yeah, Sin City comes out this month.
Gross.
I forgot how much you hated that movie.
It's so bad.
I mean, we kind of played it safe though last season though. I didn't really do anything that was really out there that I wouldn't have they were all kind of more stuff we knew because I was writing the season.
Yeah, we put the season together in a hurry because by the time I joined, there were 3 episodes left for the previous season.
Yeah.
So we wanted
right around when my previous co-host just got overworked with everything and had to step back from it kind of last minute. It was a little bit of there was more than that. It was about 7.
Oh, okay.
But I write these seasons way in advance, so
yeah, we started planning this one or this current season that we're about to start. I think we started planning in August or September. It was way early.
Mm-hmm. I like it all. I like stuff planned out as far in advance as I can just to keep things there's another podcast I listen to called Kane and Rinse. They plan out the entire year.
Oh, wow. That's too ahead.
I mean, they also do a lot more known stuff because they're trying to get listeners, or for some reason we play random shit in this show too sometimes.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be, like you said, we played it pretty safe this season, but there's definitely more oddball picks next season.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember that game.
I went a little off the deep end with some games next season just because I wanted to play them, but I didn't care as much.
Yeah, like the one that we're currently playing.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of last season, we also did Metroid Fusion, which felt good to finally play that again and beat it.
Oh yeah, because you never beaten it.
I got to the end, but I couldn't get my controller to work.
Oh yeah, because emulators are fun.
Well, it's because for that game you have to kill the final boss you have to shoot diagonal up, and the controller I had was a fake PS1 controller. Did not do it well.
Oh man, I wonder how you managed to tackle Nightmare with that. That boss sucks. Safe states, yeah.
I don't remember very well, but probably.
Oh, I never said my favorite game episode. Well, it's not anything from 2002. This was the season that we figured out that everything from that that year that's not first party Nintendo is total garbage. Absolute garbage. Ratchet and Clank 1, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, Eternal Darkness, which was first party Nintendo, Blood Omen 2, Metroid Fusion is also first party Nintendo. God, we played a lot from 2002.
Well, we'll be playing a lot more from 2002. The Thing was actually supposed to be originally on here. So you would have had to play The Thing because it would have been on the list for... But it didn't.
I owned that. I bought the movie for some reason. I don't know why I bought it. Because, like I said, we don't like horror. I definitely don't like horror movies. But
no, there's a lot less horror now on the show. True,
yeah. Which is good. That's good for both of us, I think. Especially after the way this Spooktober went.
Yeah.
I'd play The Thing. It's basically... For all you hip kids that are playing the new hotness, it's basically Among Us.
I do want to play Vice City, though, which is also from 2002, and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is rough. Vice City, I definitely want to play because I haven't played that since I got a love for 80s music, so I'm definitely anxious to go back to that one. Let's see. Of what we played, Eternal Darkness was good. I loved revisiting that game.
That game also fucked me.
Yeah, well, that was when you're in the process of moving. I think I was like right at the start.
Yeah, I just got my house.
Yeah, you had that big thing. I didn't put that in my notes, but that was a big deal that happened to you. You got a house.
Yeah, and I kept the podcast going too, and you know.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was like it took us 3 months to move because we ended up moving. We ended up having 3 months left of our lease when we bought our house to try to finish up. But there's a Farscape game from 2002.
I know of that show. It's a show, right?
Yeah, it's a show.
Okay.
I just didn't know why I didn't know there's a game.
I mean, there's a home improvement game on Super Nintendo, so they'll make games out of anything.
Yes, they will.
I really liked the Donkey Kong Country episode with Tony. That was a lot of fun, and I was finally able to release onto the world the unique cartridge I have.
Yeah,
that thing is it is something else. Which
that was a fun one too. It was fun to replay Donkey Kong Country because I hadn't played it in so long, and it's still a good game. Like that was another thing about the season. Like almost everything we played was pretty good and fun, except for Blood Omen 2 and Bunny Hunter was last season, but most stuff was pretty good. That was still
this season.
No, this season started Mega Man X.
Oh yeah, so Bounty Hunter was like right 4 episodes after that. No, it was after.
Oh, it was after. Never mind. Never mind me. I forgot that had to stay.
I'll do a quick rundown, I guess, of the season. I probably should have led with that. We did Mega Man X, Ratchet and Clank, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, Alan Wake, Luigi's Mansion, Eternal Darkness, Blood Omen 2, Castlevania Bloodlines, Dead Space, Resident Evil 2, Quackshot, Mass Effect 1, Batman Arkham Asylum, which I have already forgotten that we had done that.
Same.
Donkey Kong Country, Mega Man X2, Chrono Trigger, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Deadly Premonition, Metroid Fusion, and Pokemon Fire Red / Leaf Green.
Yes.
There's a lot of good stuff in there, and there's a lot of not good stuff in there.
Yeah, most of the stuff is good.
Most of it.
I mean, there's only Bounty Hunter was terrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
Carrie liked that game though.
Yeah, luckily our guests are all super good and suffer through this crap with us. Like it was definitely cool to meet Helena and Adam. They're so much fun to record with.
Yeah, that and one of the things you wrote on here that's my favorite guest to have on is have Helena on.
Oh yeah, they're and
great. Adam, but Helena's more fun than that. More fun, Adam, if you're listening.
We just need to quit bringing them on for the worst games. Like they're always so dark.
I mean, Deadly Premonition went places I didn't expect. I did not plan to go with, and that was kind of nervous because we had Elise Favis.
Speaking of guests. Had Elise from former Game Informer alumni.
And here we are playing a game that's just so freaking dark, and it was a little. I felt bad, but
she loves it, so
yeah, it worked out. It was a good episode.
It was a great episode. I think Silent Hill 2 is still. God, I cannot believe I'm saying this. This is still my favorite episode that we recorded. Just the discussion that the four of us had was a lot of fun.
Because we cut it down. For some reason, we did not enjoy that game that time.
No, the game sucks, but the discussion was fun.
And then we also did Born from a Wish also.
Yeah.
Which was this season.
Oh, yeah, Silent Hill was... Huh.
Silent Hill 2 was last season. Because it was...
oh, yeah, it's episode 80.
When you joined. Because it was one of the ones I already had announced I couldn't change it.
Oh, yep.
Well, I could have, but I didn't want to.
Right.
Oh, Darkened Sky also came out in 2002, by the way.
Oh, man. Game. The Skittles game. I want to play that someday.
I'll
at least
play it,
try it.
But 2002. That's why we keep making that running joke. If you listen to a lot of episodes, we keep talking about 2002 because we played a bunch of those games for some reason and they make us upset. So
yeah, I think it was about the time that we got into Blood Omen and like, okay, so Ratchet and Clank and Star Wars and Blood Omen are all from 2002 and they're all various shades of garbage. Well, I think Ratchet and Clank's fine.
Okay. Sure. I think it's a lot to do with that era. PS2 era is a different type of difficulty that we're not used to anymore because, like, I will say this about gaming. In the 360 era and on, everything changes. Things get easier. Games are made with more checkpoints. Things are made so that you can get through it where they were still, I feel like, combating the whole renting thing at this time.
Yeah, that news where gaming started to hit the mainstream, so more companies were starting up, and with that, you get a lot of people that don't quite know how to make games. So you get kind of janky messes.
Okay. Oh, 2002 is also Stuntman, the first one.
Oh man, that's hard. Those games are rough. You gotta be perfect.
Golden Sun 2 is also 2002. And I really need to play that one day.
Yeah, that was an early episode on the show.
Yeah, episode 4. Oh, there's also Donald Trump's Real Estate Tycoon that came out in 2002 also.
No thanks.
I'm good.
Well, we got to have both of our wives in different episodes this season. That was cool.
Yep, and we get them both together for an episode that you will hear in February.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. It's a movie episode.
Your favorite.
It is. We'll talk about it on that episode. It's a secret.
How much you love movies?
No.
I know.
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant it was my favorite movie. It's definitely our favorite Disney movie, but you'll have to wait and see what that is.
Your favorite, not my favorite. But
Yeah,
it was fun too. Like, I mean, we had some growing pains. Like, there's the episode we did Mass Effect where my microphone didn't
Oh man,
connect right, and I sound like I'm yelling the whole time, and it's terrible. But
we knew going into that was going to be a very talkative episode between the four of us, and so we're like, okay, we're going to use video, and that way you can kind of signal if you have something to add. And my camera refused to work, and that was when my microphone crapped out. My last one, it's like everything all at once. And then your mic was all jacked up. Oh
it's
man,
bad.
that's probably my least favorite like full on episode, just because of all the technical issues we had.
I mean, it is great Nurse Without Pants episode because they sound fine, and we're both sound like garbage that day. And you weren't even there part of it because your microphone cut out. But
Yep,
we made it work.
barely. It's held together with duct tape and gum, but it's there.
It's one of my least favorite ones because of all the issues that happened with it. I felt bad.
Is one we talked about possibly revisiting someday, just so we can kind of put that seal on it.
Have a good version of Mass Effect.
There you go.
Some point, I have ideas.
Yeah, we got ideas for the future.
It was just fun to go back and play a lot of. We played a lot of Super Nintendo games too last season.
We did, and I noticed on the next season we're kind of lacking in the retro department. I know a lot of that's my fault because I picked newer stuff, but
I mean, it's all retro still. I mean, we only did some with Super Nintendo because I was trying to put a lot of quick games in to fill stuff and get my recordings back up.
We got to have Bill gush about Mega Man X right at the top of the season. It's favorite game. Not sarcasm. I kind of said that in a sarcastic way.
Mega Man X2 was not his favorite.
No, I don't think that was any of our favorites.
That's just not it's just too hard, I think, with the problem with that game.
Yeah, that's rough.
Because it plays fine. It's just that it feels like an expansion to X1 where they expect you to know what you're getting into, and they make the game a lot harder.
Right, definitely. Well, you wanna talk a little bit about next season? Since
Sure.
I'm kind of hinting at it.
We should. I mean, we can. I mean, I'd like to talk about our most. We each pick 3 of our most excited games that we got coming up.
All right, give a little spoilers for the next season.
Yeah, because it's not changing. So you're not gonna like my first one. We have actually my first one in the series of what's coming up is actually Robotech Battlecry. Because
that's the one I mentioned earlier. It's currently the 2002 game that we're playing, and it's rough.
I'm a big fan of Robotech, and I have never I bought this game the day it came out, which if you listen enough to the show, I don't normally do that, and I've never finished it, even though I'm realizing now I got really damn close, and I'm excited to go back and finish that game and talk about it.
I would say I'm most excited to subject you and Adam to X-Men Destiny, because it gets a bad rap, and it's a fun game that kind of went into development hell there for a minute, because it was right around the time that Disney bought Marvel, so...
Oh
yeah. We'll go into more detail in the actual episode, but it definitely hurt what the game was supposed to be.
And that shouldn't have hurt it because technically X-Men rights were not our Fox, but I can see how it can mess things up.
It was something like Disney didn't like another company like Activision making games out of their properties.
Well, they're very upset. Like in comic-wise, you can see they got very pissed off they didn't have X-Men or Fantastic Four, and they cut both those comic lines really down for a while because they were so angry.
That's why there weren't any X-Men characters in I think it's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite?
Yep.
Something like that. I don't know.
They got angry.
That's when Inhumans got that big boost, because, well, we can't have mutants, we're just going to make the Inhumans the mutants now.
Hey, we even got a Inhumans TV show. Remember that?
Nope.
Don't worry. Someday you get to watch it. I have an idea for that someday.
Oh, boy.
but that might be a while.
So what else you got for next season?
I would say another one that I'm really excited for. I'm excited to go back and play Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus. I haven't played it since it came out.
Oh god, Adam's on that one too. We're making him play
Yeah.
all the fun games.
He's never played Dirge. Either he didn't play Dirge of Cerberus or he hasn't played in a long time, so he was excited to go back to it.
I owned it at one point, but I remember very, very little of it. Like I know he plays Vincent, and it's more of a shooter than anything, and that's pretty much it. I think Yuffie's there.
Almost everyone's there. It also was during that big boom when they were re-releasing all the stuff for Final Fantasy VII. Advent Children came out, all that crap.
Right.
I say crap even though I'm the one that bought and consumed all of it, but
You're part of the problem.
I liked it from what I remember, but it's been a long time since I have anything to do with any of that stuff, so I'm excited to go back to it. And what's your second game?
There is a game that I'm extremely excited to record for, but I don't want to say what it is because it might give away the big surprise about that one, which would be episode 107.
You can just you can say what we're playing, but just don't say who's
We'll keep that one under the hat.
Okay.
I'd say the thing I'm most excited for is Transistor because I've dabbled in that game, but I've always wanted to go back and give it a fair shot. Because Supergiant, everyone's playing Hades right now, so they know that they make quality games. I beat Bastion, and I'm really trying to beat Hades, so I got to go back and beat Transistor.
I'm excited to play that too. It's because it's a game I've never played, and I loved Bastion when I played it the one time.
Mm-hmm.
Bastion will definitely be on the show at some point.
Oh yeah, I rebought it on the Switch recently, so I'm geared up.
I got it on Steam.
It's a beautiful game from what little I played to Transistor.
I'm excited for that. I got it on the Epic free. So
nice. And it comes out around the time of my birthday, so it's a birthday game for me.
Man, I should switch some things around. We can play Robotech on your birthday.
No, that's okay. We can get it out of the way.
And probably my third most game that I'm excited for is actually, I want to say something that isn't one of my picks. I keep saying all my picks, but actually one of your picks I'm excited for. We're playing Infamous. I'm really excited to play that again.
Yeah.
We haven't done a lot of open world games on this show. We're just starting to do a few.
Yeah, because they tend to be longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we've been managing to stay ahead. I was like 4 games ahead at one point this season. So it was kind of nice to have that going for me.
Yeah, because it can get very consuming the way that the show works.
Yeah.
I did not realize when I started this podcast what it meant to do
a game every week.
Yeah, and then when I added extra stuff to it, like I did not really understand that. I mean, even before I started the podcast, I beat over 50 games in a year. It was like I was close to 100, so I'm like, this can be done.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's hard for some people to really, like, you have to plan out, like, this is what you're playing, and you have to be okay with that. And sometimes it's been a few weeks where I was like, I don't want to play Resident Evil 2 right now. I just don't want to, but I have to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Been there.
It's fine.
Let's see. My third one. I'll pick one of yours since you picked one of mine. Castlevania 3, because I'm fully planning on playing the Japanese version, which is less balls to the walls hard and actually gives Grant like a projectile attack. For some reason, they changed it in the US version that his dagger attack was just an actual dagger. In Japan, he actually throws it like the dagger sub-weapon.
That probably makes him a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Because he's so fun to climb around the walls and stuff on.
You can skip stuff with him, too, if I remember right.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Him and Alucard.
I've never gotten very far in Castlevania 3 for, reasons.
Yeah. Old Castlevania is tough. Like we talked about in Bloodlines, it's hard to go back to because we just don't have the patience for it anymore.
I mean, well, I don't have a problem with patience when it comes to old games like that, but,
Now, what if I said NES?
I just don't like NES as much for some reason. I don't know why. I know, because I didn't grow up with it, but
yeah, that's okay.
And one of the things you put on here, least favorite game I wish we hadn't done, Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, let's say we kind of touched on that with Resident Evil and Blood Omen, but
I enjoyed having Carry On, and it's a good episode, but I just did not like in playing that game.
Yeah, it's just not fun. It was fun when I figured out that I could set Square to be auto fire in the emulator and just obliterate everything. I don't know. Like, I really liked a lot of what we played, except for the ones that we pointed out already.
Yeah, there weren't a lot.
Maybe Ratchet and Clank, because it was just so hard to go back to. Like, I love that series, and It's so rough. It's such a rough start for that series.
And that was all you.
Yeah, well, we're gonna give that one a second chance here next season too.
Going Commando.
Yeah,
I'm excited to try it and see what I think.
it's so much better.
I haven't played many of the series. I mean, Ratchet and Clank 1 was when we did the episode, my first ever experience with them, so I'm excited.
Oh yeah,
we'll see how I feel after the episode, but I'm excited. We also got Emmanuel coming back for that one, hopefully.
We do. Even though he wasn't on the first episode, so I don't think he earned this one, but
I told him too. But he's excited to play Going Commando with us.
It's way better from what I remember. So,
and also during the season, I also got to be on his YouTube channel once. We did a stream where I was on video with him talking about Chrono Trigger for his first strike. So that was the first. It made me really want to get into Twitch streaming, even though I need to figure out ways to do it because my laptop got really hot when I was streaming. So.
We had a lot of guests from other podcasts, and it definitely made me want to branch out and guest on other people's shows to kind of put our name out there, I guess.
It's fun. It's fun to be on other shows. I haven't been on a lot, been on a few, but not as many as I want to. Now that my life is back to somewhat normal, I plan to be on more.
Yeah. I know Tony wants to have us on his. Where you at, Tony? Your people were going to call my people.
I got to message him. Again. I am the person in this case. I mostly set up all that stuff.
Well, I talked to him on Twitter a little bit about it when I was showing him my possessed Donkey Kong Country's cart.
I do like.
Hit me up.
I think that about covers everything you have on your list.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun the last 6 months now that we've been doing this. Yeah, well, real life not getting in the way. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, real life has a way of doing that, though, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So I was in the hospital. I lost my dad. The pandemic's going crazy. So it's nice to have this to escape to, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a blast doing this for all this time so far and keeping it going.
Yeah, it's 2 years for you for the show.
We're just about to celebrate 2-year anniversary. Well, we're recording the 2-year anniversary episode that you're going to hear soon. We're recording it tomorrow. Yeah. 2 years is January 13th.
Oh, yeah, we're getting real close.
I think. Right. No, January 14th, sorry. January 14th is when the first episode went live. God, in 2018. Or no, 2019.
Yeah. No, it was 18, because 19 would have been first year, and then this one will be the second.
This is 2021, though.
Oh, it is 2020. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's 2019.
That's fun. Okay. I'm old.
Years don't matter anymore when you get to a certain point.
They don't.
I forgot how old I was. I was making a joke about my ex because someone was trying to guess her age, and she does, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, wait a second, I'm 33. You're 32." Like, I couldn't remember.
Oh man,
it's been too long.
It's weird to record one of these and not have like listener questions and stuff.
Well, I mean, we do the MCU stuff without those.
Yeah, that's fair, and all the minis.
But it's become such a part of the show.
But I'm still going to do this. Season 5, Shelf or Box.
Or stack.
Or stack.
Well, stack or box. We're gonna try to make that stick.
Sounds good. Well, we'll talk about that in the episode next week.
Yeah, with our 2-year anniversary, we're starting that up because
I guess they know because we introduced it at the end of the Pokemon episode. Ocarina of Time, everyone's quote unquote favorite Zelda.
Not mine, but it's a lot of people's. Yeah.
Yep, it's up there.
I mean, I would put this on the shelf. This was a good season. There's only a couple games that really bothered me that made me not want to do this anymore. But then they went away. And most were older picks that just were on there from, before the change up that I just didn't have the desire to play or it just wasn't the same. Like Deadly Premonition, even though it was a great episode with Elena and Elise, but I did not want to play that game, even though it's a good game, but I wasn't in the right mindset for that type of game. I was too busy.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of this is like some of these, especially the longer games, you have to be dedicated to putting the time into it.
A lot of it just kind of, for me, depends on what's going on in my life at the moment when that game happens to be fun.
And that was the start/middle of December when your work was the most chaotic.
Oh, yeah. Extra
6 days.
6 days, 50 hours a week.
No, thanks.
The check is nice, but nah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
How about you? Shelf or box or stack?
Shelf. I mean, this is my first full season, so like I feel like I'm gonna look back on this pick. Oh man, that was where it started. So, like you said, we played a couple of questionable quality games, but it's mostly good stuff, and I'm definitely excited to play more stuff that I wouldn't normally touch otherwise starting next season.
Well, next season we got a couple weird things, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing too out there. Not yet. I got some ideas for that.
And more, and yeah, I'm very excited for season 6.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
It's never been referenced before. Like I said before, this was an idea that we were going to do after every season, but then it didn't end up panning out because at the time the original people that like one of the guys originally started me with this didn't really want to, like, we weren't really sure about doing extra stuff, or we're going to put it behind a Patreon paywall, which we don't have one right now because I haven't done that, and it just ended up not becoming fruition. One of those words. But now it's time. I want to do that so that way you guys can tell what season is what a lot easier. You'll know what's going on to kind of seasons don't matter, which is a joke we made many times throughout the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because they only matter in picks.
It's cool to look back on it because, like I said, I've already forgotten we did Batman in November, and it's only been a full month ago.
The hope with this is that you'll listen to this and you'll be like, oh yeah, they did. I didn't realize they did this episode, and you'll scroll through our catalog and find something else that can entertain you. Like back when people are driving again and life wakes up and people need to fill countless hours of travel time or walking or just doing other things that people don't do anymore.
Right, because the mushroom clouds and whatnot. You got to stay inside.
I mean, for me, I feel bad because I'm very like numb to it because I've been working this entire time. So when people are like, "Oh, I've been quarantined," I'm like, "Quarantine? What's that?" I've been going to work every day because I'm essential. So
yep, me too. I work in a cleaning distribution center, so we've been crazy all year long. All kinds of fun.
So it's been tough. Like
we still find time to put out an episode every week.
Two a week.
Two, yeah.
I mean, we recorded so much stuff when you first joined.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, it was up to four episodes a weekend, usually between 2 and 3 days.
So now and we took a break for a while and didn't record much, and it's still caught up.
Yeah, we'll get there when things settle out. It's been crazy the last 3 months, I guess.
Yeah, it's been. I was moving, then I was working, and now I'm unpacking.
At least we played the good games for the most part during that time, because like if we'd played Star Wars Bounty Hunter and the Blood Omen back to back during all that, I might have just quit.
I tried to space out bad stuff.
Don't have time for this. Life's bad enough. I'm not going to subject myself to this garbage.
I try to keep it games that we want to play in the season the way I do switching up stuff. Nothing too crazy. I mean, one thing we had mentioned that definitely I'll mention that we have on the show coming up. We're doing Snake Eater also. We're doing another Metal Gear game for the first time.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I love fucking Snake Eater so much.
It's so good. I beat it like 3 times in 4 days or something last year.
Because I'm still in love with a Snake Eater.
I remember that ladder being way longer.
It is long.
It is long, but I remember it being like several minutes.
I can't wait to talk about that game. We have Cody coming on with that too.
Yeah, we got a lot of good guests lined up next season.
Yeah, a lot of people that came back from last season, and a few new people, and it's gonna. I'm very excited to see this season.
Me too. It's gonna be good. Like, very looking forward to the games, looking forward to the guests, and all the other extra stuff we have planned.
Yeah. All right. Any last things we should say, or do you want to wrap us up?
I think we covered it pretty well. Well, we didn't because you're like, hey, you should host this, and it's been the most informal episode we've ever done. So that's
it's
fun.
Well, this is different because this is not a regular. There's there's nothing to follow. This is just us talking about something we've never done before.
My very loose outline.
Hey, you've seen what I write, so
yeah. Well,
you didn't see the early outlines that actually have like times of how long we would stick on stuff that never lasted.
Oh no, that I can't imagine.
It was a dumb idea. The outlines weren't even there at first. They came later when I think it was DJ said I should put outlines in, one of the early founding members of the show that left at 6:15.
Ooh, I got something. So, are there any games that you would have liked to have added to next season for us to play?
Okay. There's a couple that got cut off that I need to put on, but I just keep pushing it off. Live a Live for sure. Yeah. I want to do it, but it's a really hidden RPG that I don't think a lot of people are going to want to listen to or even know what the hell I'm talking about. And it's going to take us 20 hours to beat it. So I'm kind of like,
yeah, like it's one I've always wanted to play, but like it makes me think of the Soul Blazer Super Replay and just how Reiner said it was one of the worst ones for like views wise, just because people didn't know the game, so they didn't watch it. But hopefully you're here for us and not the game, like our sparkling personalities.
Most people are that have listened to the show still.
I would like to have added Police Knots, I think, because I went back and listened. Well, I listened to a different podcast. Sorry, I listen to other podcasts. I try not to listen to ours because I hate the sound of my voice.
But you edit hours and hours and hours.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you get used to it.
I can tell when I sound different now. I've edited so much, I'm like, this doesn't sound right.
Anyway, I listened to an episode on Snatcher, and I'm like, oh yeah, there was Police Nods is along the same vein, so hopefully someday we can get around to that.
Early 20s when we covered Snatcher. Somewhere in the 20s.
Yeah, it was up there.
That was a deep cut too.
Oh yeah. And we'll try to have more of those deep cuts because I definitely have some oddballs that I want to subject you to.
Same.
That aren't X-Men Destiny.
Shadow the Hedgehog, here we come.
Is that a deep cut? I feel like people know that one.
I just want to play it. I don't care. I just want to play it so bad. I never beat it.
You say that now? Oh, so you have played it.
Mm-hmm. I played it and I liked it. I just never, I fell off it back in the day and I've yet to go back to it and I really want to.
You're going to go back and complete all the alignment grids. You're going to get every possible ending.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, there's a few games I really want to go back to. Like I want to play Onimusha Warlords at some point. Really bad.
It's pretty good.
I really want to play Breakdown for Xbox, but I can't. I own it, and I found my original Xbox, but I remember I need save states because I'm terrible at. I remember having a really hard time.
You might check Xbox 360 backwards compatibility. That might be one that it can play.
Oh, well, I just found my copy when I was going through all my stuff.
Oh, there you go. You might pop that in after we finish this and see how it works.
Well, my 360 is not connected to the internet right now. It wouldn't connect, so we'll have to do troubleshooting.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, but it works. I can play X-Men Destiny, so hey. All right, and probably nothing else for us to say, is there? Or did you say?
I'm glad that we don't have any horror games on next season. Spooktober is not until the end of the year, so we don't have to worry about that.
It's coming though. 5 weeks of spooky. That's my plan.
It's better than 6, I guess.
Yeah, and yeah. Well, because the reason I'm saying 5 because that way we each get 2 picks, and then the final one
is Resident Evil 7.
For Helena.
Or Helena. You're lucky we'll have you, Helena.
And the only reason the game's even going to be on the show is because Helena's like, I want to play that Resident Evil game that was in the bayou in the swamp, and Adam's like, Resident Evil 7, that one. And Mike's like, no.
I played like 2 hours. I've been like, oh man, I just hate everything about this
game. It's a really good game.
We'll see. That's a long time. That's the problem for Future Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Future Mike and Future Michael.
Yep.
But yeah, I think this has gone on plenty long enough. So if you like oh man, I can do this. I've heard you say this 100 times.
Yeah, it's funny. You're not wrong.
Give an awesome shout out to our awesome intro by Mike Stoney, aka Bulby, from his EP "Bite the Bullet." Song is "The Cool Kid Squad." Be a link in the show notes. I knew I was going to flub that. Like I say it along with you every episode, and I knew I was going to flub it when it came.
Fine. Not like I have the outro. The outro's not written down for anyone listening to the show. It's just in my head. I just say it in different ways.
You've done it so many times.
Over 150.
Let's see what else. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and now YouTube.
And Instagram.
And Instagram. We have an Instagram?
Yeah.
I should look that up. Is it all the...
people follow me and people unfollow me all the time on Instagram. It's weird.
That's weird.
Instagram's weird. It's just a weird place. I'm not a scantily clad woman, so Instagram doesn't really work as well.
That's fair.
I can't tell you how many times I get tagged. I'll see podcast things that are hashtag podcasts. Just some girl just being cute, and I'm like, man, I don't have this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
But I'm like, I give you props.
If for some reason you like this episode, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell anyone, tell someone. Our other episodes are way better, I swear.
It's different.
They are different. They're good. Is that everything? I think you got it all.
You got all the. We also do movies, comics, and games.
Yeah. Yep, we do those.
Definitely check all this out.
Which, if you're listening to this episode and you don't know all that, then this is a weird one to start with.
Every episode could be somebody's first episode, right?
I suppose. Probably don't listen
that way exactly, but with podcasts
don't listen to the end of season recap if you haven't listened to something before. It's a weird place to start. But hey, you do you. I mean, it's 2021 now. It's a new year. You do you. All right, I'm wrapping this up. This has gone on plenty long enough. We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everybody.